Welcome back. I'd like to welcome my next guest, Kevin Harris. He's the General Manager of BP. Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Thanks for being here today. So tell me a little bit about BP's primary business.
So BP is an oil and gas business. They have about 20,000 employees in the U.S., about 85,000 globally. And so what we do is get oil out the ground, and we convert that oil into different kinds of products, being gas that most people are familiar with, as well as chemicals, jet fuel, and other products as well.
Interesting. So tell me about your core businesses here in Naperville.
So in Naperville, we really focus on research. So we have our Refining and Technology Research Center, which is based here, and they do research for the entire globe. So all of our refineries, not just in the U.S., but also those in Europe and other parts of the world. We also do quite a bit of research in chemicals. So our chemicals business is also based here in Naperville. And the chemicals we make go into plastics here, plastic bottles, those kinds of things. That's all right here based in Naperville. In addition to those two major businesses here in Naperville, our pipelines business for U.S. is also based out here. And we move oil and gas through about 4,000 miles of pipes throughout the country. And our jet fuel business is also based here for North America. And they produce jet fuel, and they sell it to different airports, primarily major airports around the country. Of course, Chicago O'Hare, Midway, and Rockford being three that are here locally.
Okay, so in Chicago, is that what you do? Is that the pipelines, are they in Chicago? Or is that Naperville as well?
So the business is based here in Naperville.
Okay.
We have pipes all across the country.
Okay.
So they coordinate and manage all that through the Naperville office. Likewise, the same with jet fuel.
Okay.
The business is based here, the business leaders are based here. The jet fuel itself is made at the refineries, and they coordinate where that jet fuel is being sent, whether it's Chicago or Houston or Jamaica, wherever it might be. But the business leaders are based here. And then all the refining technology people are also based here. Okay. Now, they might fly to different refineries from time to time, but they do all the research here in our pilot plants and our labs right here in Naperville.
That's wonderful. Tell me a little bit about the people that BP typically hire.
So BP, in the end, is an engineering and science organization. So as you can imagine, we hire a lot of engineers. So out here in Naperville, because we have the chemicals businesses out here, as well as the refining businesses, and we do research in those areas, we're going to be hiring a lot of engineers and scientists in the area. We do hire some finance people to do procurement and accounting and those kinds of things, but the bulk of it's going to be mostly engineering, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, some electrical engineering as well.
Okay, wonderful. Tell me about BP's commitment to the Naperville Area Chamber of Commerce.
So they've been in Naperville for quite a long time, and they were one of the founding members of the Chamber many, many years ago. And they've continued to have their commitment to the Chamber of Commerce. I was on the board for several years and was a chair. In fact, we just had a meeting last week that we're going to continue our commitment to the Chamber of Commerce for the foreseeable future. So we believe in the Chamber. We think it offers a great resource to the community as well as to BP. And we think it's good for the Chamber to be viable and active and productive. And so BP is a big believer in the Chamber of Commerce here in Naperville, and will continue to do so.
Wonderful. We're grateful for your partnership and your membership. Tell me about BP's commitment to Naperville as a core U.S. location.
So this is considered our refining and marketing headquarters here in Naperville. We have, as I mentioned, our refining technologies here and all the leadership associated with that, as well as our chemical businesses, which are part of that same organization. I mentioned pipelines and jet fuel, but we also have some of our functions here as well. We call functions things like procurement, our legal staff, our tax folks. That's all here in Naperville, and we plan to keep it here for quite some time. We do also have some people out in downtown Chicago, about 1,000 people in downtown Chicago, and those are the folks who look after our gasoline business. They're the ones who make sure the refineries run and get the gas to the gas stations. So in the Chicagoland area, we have about 2,500 employees. 1,500 of those are here in the Naperville-Warrenville area.
Great. Contributing to our community and helping to make it great. Tell me something about BP that people maybe wouldn't know.
BP is involved with the Urban League. They're involved with the Museum of Natural Science and Industry down in downtown Chicago. We're very active in junior achievement. One of the big supporters of junior achievement. In fact, their office is actually on our campus for DuPage County. BP is very active with the MS 150 bike ride, which is actually out of Houston. But BP has been sponsoring that for the last 12 years now. I'm sorry, 13 years out of Houston. And that's been a huge contributor of funds for MS. So BP is involved in quite a few activities locally, the Naperville Settlement being another one, but also beyond just the local area. For example, BP is one of the major sponsors of the Bioscience Institute at the University of Illinois. They also do some work in Berkeley as well. So very committed to doing different things in different places and helping the community.
Very community focused, yeah.
We're trying to be.
I love that. I love that. I know that you said you have operations here in Naperville and as well as Chicago, and I'm assuming other places in the country as well.
Yes, so we have
globally.
operations all across the U.S. The big centers are going to be Chicago and Houston. We've got about 8,000 employees in Houston. As I mentioned, Chicagoland, we have about 2,500.
Okay.
We also have operations in Alaska, Indiana, Colorado, and a few other places that are a bit smaller.
Great.
So, yes, all over the U.S.
Great, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today, Kevin, and we will be right back.